What should I know about Veritasium?
For those who don't know me, my name is Reggie Middleton. I'm the man that called the collapse of Bear Stearns in 2008, and the collapse of Lehman Brothers, and Countrywide, and Washington Mutual, and many, many other big banks. I did it by looking for the truth and using simple math, digging beneath the covers. Guess what time it is? Again. The reason why the banks collapsed in 2008 and 2009 is because they were playing accounting games. You see, all the banks knew that they were playing accounting games on their balance sheet, but the games were allowed. And because the games were allowed, the games were played. That is, they were played until bank failure. After bank failure, you had government bailout. Government bailout is another term for you, the taxpayer, foot the bill. Taxes are going up, and they're going up a lot. Listen, the game being played is not original. The facts are X, but the banks are telling you Y. Now, the bank story, Y, happens to be legal, but that doesn't mean it's true. So, the first part of this chart, 2008, or the average of 2007 through 2010, shows loans that were reported as good that went bad. And it also shows the provisions against loan losses. That's a fancy way of saying money that's been put in the reserve, in a pocket, to pay for loans that are going bad. Those loans, the credit metrics on those loans were horrible, so the losses were significant. And so the reserve, the cushion that the bank had to make, was significant as well. That's 2007 through 2010, the worst financial recession since the Great Depression, until, of course, you got to 2020, which is going to be much, much worse, and is already much worse. Now, in 2020, the middle section of that chart, you see the reported credit losses, which are actually very, very low. In many situations, some of the best the banks have ever reported. That's reported, but not the best that they had. And they provision against these credit metrics accordingly. But of course, if you take a close look at actual losses and rejigger it to what arithmetic and math would call for, the losses are significant. For Citibank, it is just as significant now, this year, as it was in the 2007-2010 era. Now, remember, 2007 and 2010, specifically in November of 2008, the U.S. government had to bail out Citibank to the tune of the largest bailout of a bank in the history of this country. The U.S. government is another name for you. Where's that camera? You, the taxpayer. You bailed out Citibank, and it's coming again. That's your taxpayer dollars at work, and of course the government doesn't have your taxpayer dollars right now, so they're going to have to raise taxes to get those taxpayer dollars. Yes, the government is coming for you because of Citibank's prestidigitation, misrepresentation. And it's not just Citibank. If you go to our YouTube video, YouTube channel, you'll see a video for JP Morgan's absolute horrible, horrendous quarter that nobody called horrible or horrendous except for us. If you go to the Boom Bust blog site, you'll see a blog post on the Bank of America's earnings. Horrendous. And we're going to put a lot more there. We're backlogged with tons of content, and it's coming now.